No. Terence looks okay. He will train today, and Danny is a doubt after his dead leg on a hip, where we will see how the treatment today and tomorrow will work for him. So these are the two knocks we got on last weekend. Everybody else is fit and healthy.
You've gone through a period now without a win. How do you go about putting that right?
Yeah, first and foremost, like always, that we are focused on ourselves. We expected that this can happen, nothing what we really wanted to have, but we had a similar period in November, I think, and we turned it because we were focused on ourselves, and this is exactly the same what we have to do now. It's a great opportunity tomorrow night in front of our home crowd, which we have and which we like to use. And this is exactly what we have to do. I think we should not, and this is for sure the truth, should get carried away too far after this period now where we didn't have the results which we wanted to have. Happened, nothing, as I said, what we wanted to have, and up to the next one.
Liverpool have lost their last couple of games as well. Have you learned anything from those matches? Maybe the Swansea one in particular?
When I've seen the Swansea game, to be totally honest, I've seen similarities to our game when we've beaten Man United. So there have to be a lot of details go in your favor, which was when Swansea have beaten Liverpool. So they scored the first goal. They were really on it. They gave them a real fight. Liverpool were maybe not on their best. The crowd was there in Swansea, so there were a lot of. They scored the first goal, what is important very often as well. So this was everything what happened in this game, and we had the same when we've beaten Man United. Now we've seen West Brom, who've beaten Liverpool as well, on a very comfortable way, to be totally honest. I was very impressed what they've done against them in Anfield, what is not the easiest place to go, like everybody knows. Yeah, Liverpool lost 2 games now in a row. They look vulnerable at the minute. Does it mean we will be successful? No. Does it mean we have a chance? Absolutely. We have, like in every game, especially here at home in the John Smith Stadium. And if there's a chance, we will be there to grab it with both hands. This is how we always go into these games in the Premier League. And now against Liverpool, we have the next opportunity.
There'll be a lot in the build-up to this game about yourself and Jurgen Klopp. Is it extra special on a personal level that you're coming up against your great friend?
Yes, it is different and it is special as well. And we have a friendship and a relationship with which is extraordinary. But tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, this doesn't matter. It's all about Huddersfield against Liverpool, and we are both in a situations where we really need the points. And Liverpool can have all the points in the Premier League, but not tomorrow night. And for this, we will try everything. We will fight for every yard in this stadium tomorrow to cause them the biggest problem that they can ever have. And this is our aim for tomorrow. And for this, we need every single voice tomorrow in the stadium. The atmosphere has to be extraordinary, that we can get a result for what we will work for.
Do you ever turn to each other for advice? You're both managing in the Premier League. Do you discuss football and how your two clubs are getting on?
Yes, of course. We've spoken about the Premier League, about opponents, about individual players. Yes, of course. This is, I think, the nature. If you have your best friends in the same division, in the same country, sometimes we played opponents, they played before, a week before, or the other way around. Of course, we've spoken about them one or other. But not in this week.
VAR is a big talking point from Jurgen's game, actually, on Saturday. Now, you've already expressed your reservations about it, but what did you make of the VAR on Saturday night? Did it sort of confirm some of your...
Yeah, he was on the lucky side, so I was happy for him. But listen, it doesn't change my opinion, and as I said this maybe more often, maybe I'm a traditional in this case. I like the nature of the game, and I don't like if we change because of all the technologies which we now have too much on the game. I like the goal line technology, I really do, but this VAA is nothing what I like, because it disturbs the atmosphere and the feeling and the excitement at the moment when you score. You are unsure, can I celebrate, can I not celebrate? It takes minutes, more minutes sometimes to make decisions. Sometimes the referee has to go to a TV and with all the pressure of 50,000 around him in the stadium, he has to make a decision. I don't like it. I don't like it. And even I know some decisions are now more correct, let's say, even if there will be mistakes. I've seen a lot of decisions from the VAR in Germany where I say, okay, this was not correct. And then we only change the discussion from the referee to the VAR, and we had this in England as well in the last week or the week before. So I don't like it, but I'm not the man who make the final decision if this will continue or how it should look like. And at the minute, and this is the same in Germany, the biggest problem is, I think, for the supporters in the stadium, they have no clue what happens at the minute because they haven't the video footage. So the people who watch it from the sofa, I think, are the people who suits it more, even if I've seen it on the sofa on Saturday and I haven't liked it.
Only 2 more days until the questions on transfers stop, which I'm sure you'll be pleased about. Is there anything that could trigger any activity either way between now and Wednesday?
Usually not, but in football, like always, everything can happen. So I said this before, we've done everything what we wanted to do, but in football, everything can happen. This is the same case in our football club. So this is now the answer I've given 3 weeks, and this is the same case today, and nothing happened in the last 3 weeks. So you can imagine what is the aim for the next 2 days as well. You
said it will be a successful window if you manage to hang on to your best players. Have there been any inquiries or any bids for any of the players?
Probably, but not official on my desk. So I'm not sure what is going on behind the scenes, but I made it clear to every agent, every player as well. They don't have to call us up because we will like to keep our group together. The task which we have since the beginning of the season is difficult enough. Everybody knows this and everybody has seen it as well. So one thing we have to do is to keep this group together and to make sure that everybody is healthy and as fit as he can to be successful. And there we are in the middle of the race to get over the line what we started at the beginning of the season. And for this, we had to have our best players in our squad for the rest of the season.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could be one of the big deals that does get done this week. Is he someone that you know well? Would he be a good fit in the Premier League, do you think?
Yeah, he will be top class. He's a top class striker, goal scorer. He has everything. The club who will sign him can be very happy, for sure. I really like this player.
You like him here?
I'm not a dreamer. I said this more often, and this is why I don't waste my energy and my time with something what will never happen.
David, looking at the performance against Birmingham on Saturday, were there individuals who maybe gave you the competition towards your Premier League side that you were hoping for from how well they played at the weekend?
Yeah, listen, I don't judge my players only because of one game. I've seen them and I will see them every single day in training as well. It is like always, this is the nature of the game because they are humans. Some players were able to impress more, some less, and then everybody has the next chance in training on the next game. We've seen some good performances against Birmingham, like we've seen good performances in the weeks before. I said this, we have competition, we have a squad where, apart from this small, not serious injuries, everybody is more or less available. And this is what you see in training, that there is competition. And for this, everybody has to be switched on to get selected. This is exactly what every manager likes. And if you get selected in the starting 11 or on the squad, it makes sense that you deliver. And this is where everybody is aware about, and this is how we've done it since I arrived. And hopefully all the players can show their best like they've often done in the past.
For all they can do in training, though, is there much more for a striker than getting a goal to help their confidence? What will a goal have done for Steve Mounier at the weekend?
The goals are always important for the confidence of every single player, and especially for strikers. To be totally honest, this was why Steve started, because he trained very well. So we had the feeling the goal is close to him, and he's done it. He scored. This helps to grow his confidence, to still make the hard, difficult defensive yards as well, to know, okay, I can work and I have to work for the group in the defense, and I still will get opportunities and I'm able to score. This is part of our game, that everybody, like always, have responsibility for everything. The strikers for the defense, and the defensive player for the offense as well. And I'm very happy and pleased for him that he scored.
With Steve, of late you've used him more in a starting role when you've used him, and less so off the bench. Is there something about him that you think is better to use him from the start, or maybe doesn't suit so much when he's coming off the bench, perhaps late in a game?
No.
Just coincidence, I suppose.
Yeah, so sometimes Lolo scored or looked strong in training, and sometimes Steve. This is the only reason why we have chosen the one or the other.
Okay. The fullbacks as well, thinking about HaytersTV's assist at the weekend, they were very useful last season in terms of getting assists. Have you found in the Premier League this season it's been more difficult for your fullbacks to impact higher up the pitch? Have they maybe had to sacrifice some of their attacking threat that they offered last season because the competition is so much greater in the Premier League?
Yeah, definitely the competition is bigger, and definitely they felt it harder in the Premier League rather than in the Championship. But I think this is for every this counts for every position. Flo played very well, absolutely. He's done it with this assist, and I think we have competition on this position, and this is the same. Like I said before, the players have to perform. But this is nothing new, and this is what they like to do. If they have the chance, they have to show their best. They have to be focused, concentrate in the offense and in the defense every single second, and perform. And then they can continue and get a run of games. If not, the competition is too high that we can say, okay, come on, next game, another mistake. It isn't how it works. But everybody is aware about it, and this is a good thing if you have a healthy big squad, that you have the competition, that everybody knows, okay, great, that I have the chance to perform and to deliver.
How close is Terence Kongolo from being in contention perhaps to start a Premier League game at the moment?
He is full in the competition, and I think now he has the fitness level where we can expect that he is full in the competition as well, because now he's with us in training for 3.5 weeks, played games over 90 minutes as well, and I'm very happy that we have him in our squad. He has shown what a good player he is and that he suits us, and he is able to play left centre back and left full back as well, which gives us more options as well, the option to play with 3-back line. So I'm very happy that we have him in our squad.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a big decision to give anyone a Premier League debut or from the start in the next couple of games, given the opposition. But what about his big game experience? Was that something that attracted you to him as a signing, given the sorts of games that he's already played in his career?
I was aware about it, but if he only played these games without the quality, then we wouldn't sign him. So we've known that he played big games in the past, but we've seen that he performed on a very high level as well consistently, and this was the reason why we signed him.
And in terms of Alex Pritchard, now that he's had more time in training with some of his teammates, are you happy with his progression and the way he's starting to sort of learn with his teammates, link up with his teammates?
Yeah, unfortunately he was, or he's captain and was not able to help us. We used the time that he catched up some fitness and that he made some fitness tests that we can compare his fitness to the fitness level of the other players as well. He still learns how we try to play the game for sure, but he has shown that he has his qualities and he will help us for the rest of the season. He is a good addition for our squad because we have not this small creative player who is very mobile in our squad, and he adds something into our game, and if we need it, we are very happy that we have him and we can use him.
Looking at Liverpool, the game at Anfield obviously didn't go the way you would have hoped for. What could you learn from that result and that performance that could possibly help you this time around?
Don't make easy mistakes. I think this is the headline after this game and so far for us in the season. If we play games against every opponent without making easy mistakes, we have a real chance, we really do. And this was the case against Liverpool, where we conceded short after half-time after a long ball and avoidable individual easy mistake, the 1-0, and then it's very difficult if you play at Anfield in these circumstances. And this is what it's all about. If we are able to avoid the individual, clear individual big mistakes, then we were always competitive and very often able to collect points. And this is where we as individuals and as a group have to work on, that this will not happen in the future.
And with that in mind, and with the sort of fine margins we talk about in the Premier League, how different is that sort of performance, say, than the one against Manchester United at home? Just how narrow is the gap between when you're playing a top side, getting it right and getting it wrong?
To be totally honest, I think when I compare these two games, this was the biggest difference. Against Man United, we haven't made this big individual mistakes, and we went up front with 1-0, which plays in our cards. And against Liverpool, we kept the clean sheet till, 55, 60 minutes. I'm unsure when we conceded the first goal. And then we made this individual mistake, and then you were 1-0 down. And this was, in both games, the biggest difference. We were able, when we played Liverpool away, to keep them quiet, to make sure that they have less opportunities for the first 60 minutes till we conceded the first one. And this was exactly the same case against Man United. And then this situation changed the game. And this is why it's so important that we mentally are strong enough to be focused from the first till the final whistle, as an individual and as a group as well. And then with our supporters, with the atmosphere in our back, I'm pretty sure we have a chance. Maybe it didn't look like the biggest one, but we have a chance, I'm totally sure.
It must be great, though, to have that example in your recent past of a time when you have been able to keep that concentration. You have had the mental strength against such a good side. There might be other times in a season where other managers look and are questioning their own team's mental strength because they don't have those examples. How useful is it for you to be able to point to a game like that Manchester United game and say, this is how well we can do?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But for example, against Man City, we were very tight as well, and then we conceded very late after we made individual mistake as well, big individual mistake, and we were very unlucky. But I like to make one thing totally clear. I will never question the character of this group. This makes no sense. I cannot praise the character of my players since 2.5 years. And now when we have maybe a less successful period, I question my character. The character of my player makes totally no sense. These are great characters. They try everything. Sometimes they find their limit and they make mistakes. Yeah, nothing what we like, but something we have to expect and where we have to work on for sure as well. So there is no doubt about character or commitment. No, they try everything. They always tried. Sometimes not good enough. Yes, this is the truth. But always they tried everything. I've seen it, and this is why I have no doubt about the characters, and I will never question the characters of this group.
On your friendship with Jurgen Klopp, does it surprise you at all at how curious everyone is about it? I don't know if there are other managers who are very close friends, but it seems that we know more about your friendship with Jurgen perhaps than we do about other managers.
Yeah, but this is up to you, what you make out of this friendship and relationship. There is a friendship, a big one. There is a relationship, a big one, not only between him and me, between the families as well. Yeah, this is the truth. So and there is no secret about it. Yeah, but as I said, that doesn't count tomorrow night.
How many more times do we get to ask you about it before you start to get bored?
Listen, I said this before as well. Maybe if I'm on your chair, the story is nice, attractive, interesting. I'm worried about if some of the other ones maybe starts to get boring about it, but then you get the blame, not me.
And in terms of just finally on transfers, is there any likelihood that some of your players might go out on loan perhaps to get any game time? I think, for example, of Sean Scannell, who's come back to the club. Is there an opportunity that some might look to go and get game time elsewhere before the end of the window?
As I said before, usually we've done everything what we wanted to do. If something comes up, I will never say 100%. Everything is done, but I'm not in the market. We are not in the market in both directions. But I will, as I said, never can say for 100% that nothing happens.
And more generally on the market, it was mentioned on the television yesterday that Marco Grujić's deal to Cardiff requires him to play 14 games or the club incur a financial penalty. Is this usual when it comes to loaning from clubs in the Premier League? Is this something you come across, and if so, is that something that might put you off a deal, or is it much you've had to come into contact with in this month or in the past?
To be honest, this is, I would say, standard. This is usual that if you loan a player, very often you agree a penalty if the players doesn't get the minutes which you expected, because a loan only makes sense for all of them if the players get his minutes. So this is nothing what surprised me now.
Is there a number on Terence Kongolo's deal?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you.
David, the last two Premier League games you played Stoke and West Ham, and both sides arguably the manager sprung a surprise, either tactical or personnel, with West Ham not really an out-and-out forward. Stoke, they were a little bit pressing you higher. With Jurgen Klopp, with the friendship and the intimacy you have with him, are you looking to maybe change something completely different out of the ballpark tomorrow?
If it makes sense, yes.
I'm obviously talking about Terence Kongolo trying to fit in, maybe play three at the back or something, perhaps.
If it makes sense, yes.
And also as well, I think Aaron Moy, you mentioned Aaron Moy was maybe taken out of games. Does that mean maybe he might be missing either Liverpool or Manchester United as well?
If it makes sense.
And finally, one more. Danny Ward.
Maybe you know the answer.
Danny Ward as well. He's obviously gone back to Liverpool. He was phenomenal here last season. Are you surprised he's maybe not had much game time at Anfield?
Well, to be totally honest, I'm too far away to answer this question. I know that Jürgen has 3 top-class goalkeepers in his squad, and there is a reason why he made his decision. What I heard was that Danny was injured as well for a time in the first part of the season. And injuries then, in this case, if you have such a strong competition, never helps. But I'm too far away to give a serious answer about it.
it'd still be good to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was nice to see him when we played in Liverpool as well. So he will always be a very welcome person here in our football club, and I will always have great memories if I think back to the time we spent it together.
Thanks, David.
David, because Jürgen's coming up against you, are you worried that he might be thinking of springing a surprise on you? So, or could you not worry about that?
Well, listen, everybody can surprise everyone, even if I think I know him good enough that there will not be major surprises tomorrow, which I expect. Not from the individuals and not from the setup which he will use.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
No more transfer questions after tonight. I'm sorry.